Today I'm watching Peaky Blinders Season 2, Episode 6. It's the Season 2 finale. These are definitely shorter seasons, but I feel like they're so well done and they just pack so much into each episode. My prediction for this episode is that it'll be at the horse races. Tommy gave Campbell that timeline and said he's going to, complete this assassination at the horse races. So I'm very curious and a little nervous to see how that's going to play out. Episode 5, we saw Tommy meet up with Grace. We know Grace is back in town. Michael was released from jail and Arthur is still in jail. So I'm very curious to see if he will get out, what that's going to look like for the end of the season. We also saw Tommy organize that house being blown up. So yeah, lots of things happening. Getting prepared for this episode. I feel like it's going to be a big episode, especially with it being the season finale. So I'm very curious to see what's going on with the Shelby gang. But thank you so much for sharing in this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below. And if you want to have a say in what movies or TV shows I watch, be sure to join Patreon. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel and check back often for more awesome content.
Who are we? Let's go!
Yeah, I feel like somebody's gonna die in this episode, whether it's Tommy, Campbell, Grace, I don't know. I feel like, there's been too much building that something has to happen.
I've not shared details of this mission with any of them, and no company assets were used.
Yeah, will Polly stick around? Will she leave? Okay, she's got a ticket to the horse races.
Thomas Shelby.
Or is he sending it to like a newspaper maybe?
Look, Tommy.
Oh yeah, he's sending it to the New York Times. Interesting, okay.
James, what's going on? Don't listen to him, James, he'll get you killed.
Yeah, he's involving Ada's roommate now.
All 10 witnesses against you withdrew their statements.
Interesting, I wonder how that happened. I feel like he put something on that barrel, or... Yeah. Tommy does everything for a reason, so I feel like that will come back into play later.
And transfer it all out to me.
He's asking for 100% of his business.
I see. That's funny.
Oh my god, that's insane. There's no way he's going to agree to that.
Why?
He's like, oh, we had a previous contract for 20%, but don't you worry, I got my lawyer change it to 100.
The Solomons. I stopped to tie my shoelace.
Yes! Yes, I saw it.
Shoelace. And while I was doing it, I laid a hand grenade on one of you.
Oh, shoot.
He's a professional, and he's in charge of the wire.
Is that true? I wonder if he's just hyping him up.
A good family too, Ollie.
Just bluffing? I don't know.
100 to 1. You're lying, mate.
That's the thing, you never know. You never know. Oh my god, that's crazy. Who knew the phrase "he tied his lace" would be so threatening? Tommy's smart, so yeah, I'm very curious to see if this plan... He did tie his shoe, we know that happened, but whether this grenade story is his, insurance to make sure he gets out of here alive.
35.
Quite the drop from 100. Oh, spit shake. I'm guessing there's no grenade. He's like, just stand out there. Ah, Tommy! I guess we'll see if there's a giant explosion in 4 seconds. Oh my. Is this all the money Polly's been saving?
You start a new life. In London. I don't want to see you here when I get back.
Yeah, she's paying him to leave. I thought she was going to go with him, but...
It's what I should have done at the start. Now I've got business to attend to.
Yeah, she'd rather he leaves and is somewhere safe than he stays and is with her and gets in trouble. That would be hard. I feel bad for Polly. Like, she just got her son back and is now like, you have to get out of here because this town is... You'll end up in trouble, you end up dead, and I think she'd rather think he's off somewhere else being safe than knowing what could eventually happen if she sticks around town, if he sticks around.
No failures.
The Red Right Hand of the Ulster Volunteer Force will not let you down, Miss.
Isn't this song called Red Right Hand? Or that's a lyric, maybe? I don't know if that's the title, but... Yeah, I feel like that's the title of their theme song, which is also playing right now.
Like send Bob and Nom again. I hear she's gonna win.
Yeah, that's similar to his plan with Kimber in season 1. Yeah, this definitely feels more familiar than, or feels like a similar storyline from season 1. We didn't get to see that much of the race in season 1, so I'm excited to see like more of like the social atmosphere of this time and everybody at the races, and this time he's going after Zabini instead of Kimber, and I guess we'll see how well Grace's secret races.
My mother wore it to the Derby in 1895. She was presented to Queen Victoria.
Didn't he ask Grace to wear something red?
Whatever happens today, it was good.
It's a bit ominous.
You mean win or lose?
Aha, well, in some sense of the words, I guess.
Remember that. Aye.
Yeah, Tommy's like kind of saying goodbye. He's trying to do it in a subtle way, but it still was pretty ominous, like, because he thinks he's gonna die. He thinks that this execution is gonna go horribly wrong, obviously, and he's gonna die. And that he's obviously being set up by Campbell, and there's no way out of this.
I have to talk to you.
Oh, hello, Grace.
Right.
Is she pregnant?
It wasn't me who was at fault. I'm pregnant.
Yes, I knew it.
The baby's yours.
Oh my god, yeah, her husband can't have kids. Oh, I called it.
Would you be?
I'll be waiting. I'll wait where they lay their bets.
And what happens if like May comes up or anything? Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh, Tommy, what are you gonna do? I think he still has feelings for Grace. But I don't know if he was planning on or wants kids. I don't know if that's anything he's ever considered before.
What do you think?
About what?
About the dress?
I'll do 2 buttons. Come on.
Oh my. And Lizzie's here too? Like, who didn't he invite to this thing? Cheese and rice. It's kind of reminded me a little bit of when Tommy offered up Grace to Kimber in season 1 and she went back with him, and now he's using Lizzie and is like, go distract him, so he's by himself basically. She's like, you told me not to do this stuff anymore, like I thought we were done with this. And then of course when it benefits Tommy, he's like, actually I need you to do this. She puts shock on the bottom of her shoe to signal to the soldier. It looked like it said like 2% or 21 or something. Or 2 pounds? Yeah, I'm not sure what. Oh, hello, Campbell. When did you get here?
Respect development between us.
Once again, Campbell, you are wrong about people's perception of you.
She told me. She loves me.
Yeah, Tommy knows that Campbell's still sore over this, obviously.
But I have the love of God and the certainty of salvation.
You're a monster. You're pure evil, sir.
I know what you did to Polly.
I was gonna say, does he know? Does he know? And yes, he does. Oh my god.
But whoever it is, he'll wake up in hell tomorrow.
Yeah, at least Tommy doesn't have any delusions about, you know, his behavior. Campbell still thinks he's righteous and that even if he treats people horribly, it's for his own twisted moral cause. Like, he's gotta find a different way to get back there. Oh, and you better hurry, because I feel like that guy's not sticking around to cuddle after. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh god. His gun was blank, or what happened? Oh, okay. Oh god, or like his gun jammed or something? Oh, he's got another one. Oh god. And of course, like, oh yeah, why is it blank? Like, why is it not? What? Oh, right in the eye. Oh god. Oh. Oh my god. And like the tension of the race in the background just was like. Yeah, and the king's there, so now they're worried that someone's gonna try and go after the king.
Right, very far you get round the back inside 3 of your boys. Good both got them guns.
Yeah, and now these guys are free to go get the licenses and stuff from Sabini. Oh, man. The soundtrack's been really great this episode, too. It's been nice to have the theme song incorporated throughout as well. And I'm glad they kept the same theme song for for these first 2 seasons at least. I guess we'll see going forward. He's burning the license.
You pull a weapon. You are the king's assassin. Now sit down. Stay calm.
Yeah, Tommy is always 2 steps ahead. He knows everybody's after him, but he's just so clever and can just like...
That's it.
Yeah, Tommy's like, I knew this would happen. And there's this Peaky blinder. Yeah, he left his hat in the dirt. Oh, man. And Grace is waiting for him, obviously. And so will May.
I have influence with the board.
Interesting.
My name is Grace.
Yeah, and she knows the horse's name, Grace's secret.
And I told Tommy it should be me who finishes you.
Yes! Oh, Polly, I was wondering why she was getting within 6 feet of this piece of trash.
I have no parts.
Some part of you wanted me as well. I know that.
He's delusional! He's insane.
Part of me wants you still. And not just that
I could feel Polly's blood boiling.
part of that heart. You do. You do, Polly.
No!
You do.
What? Bye, Campbell. You've been the worst. Oh my gosh. I'm glad Polly told Tommy what happened.
Look with the Peaky blinders.
Ladies and gentlemen, Polly Shelby. It was nice to see some revenge. And she's just walking out with a blood stain on her shirt and like nothing happened and just like... Yeah, and the police aren't around, and is she gonna see Grace? Well, I guess I shouldn't say if Campbell is even dead. We don't know. They alluded to him being, you know, something happening at the end of season 1, so I guess we'll see what happens in season 3. Wow. They're not going for subtlety now, are they? They literally just dug a hole. Here's your grave. If you haven't faced your death yet, you're looking right at it now.
You know, a man of cigarettes.
Yeah, he's like not resisting. Well, not yet anyway. He knows what happened. He knows what's gonna happen.
Nearly got
Everything!
Yeah, I don't know how he's gonna get out of this one. And he's thinking about Grace and what potentially could be his last minutes. I don't know. I can't imagine the show without Tommy, but like I said, I don't know how he's getting out of this.
in the bleak midwinter.
Oh my gosh.
At some point in the near future, Mr. Churchill will want to speak to you in person.
Oh!
He has a job for you.
What?
We will be in touch.
Oh my god.
Get out of the grave, Tinker. Be on your way.
From what I remember, Tinker is a British insult. Oh my god, he just shot the other two guys and is like, we're not done with you yet. Churchill has plans for you. Tommy, you lucky, lucky little son of a gun. I was like, ah! They pulled back for that really wide shot, and I thought they were going to maybe like keep mystery and, you know, oh gosh, careful. Oh my god. Now he's like, I think he'd almost rather be dead because he doesn't want to, you know, be a hitman for the Prime Minister. Because then he just has to keep, you know, doing all these killings. That's my prediction anyway, is that Churchill's going to use him and keep him under his thumb. Oh my gosh. Tommy! Oh.
To the lane, boys! And to the Peaky!
Hey, that's the name of the show. And there's Michael. Yeah, he didn't leave. The money's still on the table. I guess he's officially joining the Peaky Blinders and is going to be more than an accountant, or I'm sure Tommy will find a clever way to put him to use.
So, I'm planning on getting married.
Oh! I don't know if he's... I'm hoping to Grace, but I guess we'll find out. So that was my first time watching Peaky Blinders Season 2, Episode 6. It was a crazy season. What an end to the season with this final episode. We did see some things that I predicted. Campbell did end up being shot. We don't know if he's died. It didn't look good. Well, I guess we'll see when we watch Season 3. At the end of Season 1, we saw Campbell pointing a gun at Grace. And at the end of this season, we saw Polly points a gun and shoots Campbell. So yeah, it was definitely an interesting episode. I think Campbell is the worst, but it's interesting to watch him back and forth between Tommy, and now we're seeing a little bit more of that between Tommy and Alfie. Just a crazy episode. So much happened. I'm really looking forward to watching Season 3 and seeing what's going to continue, where things are going to go. Tommy was fully convinced he was going to die in this episode, obviously, because we don't trust Campbell, and he's like, Campbell's going to use this as a way to have me killed. We did see him obviously get taken away, and it did not look good, and I think as much as Tommy was, mentally preparing for this, I don't think it really sunk in until he was out in the middle of the field and he's like, I have no more cards to play. Like, he's usually 2 steps ahead of everybody. He knew that this was going to happen, but I think in these final moments when he's out there, he's thinking of Grace, or at least that's how I perceived it. And then we see that twist, obviously, and I'm predicting Season 3 he's going to be completing more assassinations for Churchill, or just working for Churchill in some capacity. I'm guessing Churchill doesn't know that Campbell is dead yet, or potentially dead, because before Tommy was reporting to Campbell and then Campbell was reporting to Churchill, so they've eliminated Campbell entirely from that equation. So maybe Churchill does know that he's dead. I don't know. It's interesting now that he's getting a direct request from Churchill, and we've seen Tommy write to Churchill before, so I wonder if Churchill was planning on cutting Campbell out of this situation entirely, even if he was alive or if he lived. But yeah, I don't think Tommy is very happy about now being owned by the crown, basically, and working for the prime minister. Tommy doesn't like being told what to do, let alone by somebody who's in such a high, power of authority, and let alone having somebody who also can make his life very complicated, because as we know, Tommy does illegal things, and having that, like, someone watching you, and so I'm very curious to see how that's going to play out in the next season. I'm assuming Zabini will continue to be a side villain, if not our main villain, in the next season, as we saw that Tommy burned all their licenses, and like May said, once they go to reapply, she'll make sure that they all go to Tommy, Shelby, and the Shelby gang and their booking system. So it's interesting to see her take on that role. And even when they're talking about is it business or is it love, and when May was talking to Grace, she's like, I'm in the same reason for you are, to feel alive. So whether she actually has true feelings, whether May has true feelings for Tommy or not, I don't know. I feel like Grace genuinely does. But yeah, I'm very curious to see if May will be in the next season and what her character progresses into, if she becomes more and more involved in the gambling side of things. We saw Tommy use Lizzie to get this guy alone so that he could go in and assassinate him, but then his gun was empty, or it was jamming. I'm not too sure. I'm guessing he did that on purpose, because I feel like Tommy does everything on purpose, and that he didn't want it being traced back to his gun, as the guy ended up being killed by his own gun. Other than like eyewitnesses and stuff, or whoever, I guess Lizzie could turn on him if she really wanted to, but she's really the only one who saw what happened, and she wasn't very fond of this man either, obviously, the way that he treated her. Like Tommy said when he's standing on the field, he's like, I was so close to having everything. Like, he knew Polly was going to show up and take down Campbell, so he didn't have to worry about that. And as happy as I was for Polly to get that revenge against Campbell and the horrible, horrible way he treated her, I feel like Campbell and Tommy had such a long-standing feud over these past 2 seasons. As a viewer, I kind of wanted this final showdown between Campbell and Tommy, just like to have them finally hash it out. We see them at that scene at the bar where they're standing, on opposite sides of the bar, and the set was so cool, and I'm so glad we got to see like the actual race day and like the big set, and it was just so well done. And they're just opposite sides of the bar and talking about how like one of us is probably going to die today, which is exactly what happened. We saw Campbell, well, potentially they almost both died. It was interesting to have Grace and Campbell in the same setting, but them not interact. I don't know if Grace saw Campbell. I feel like if Campbell had seen Grace, he would have tried to approach her and say something to her, but I feel like she didn't see him. So yeah, I'm very curious, except for at the end when we saw like, oh, someone come help over here, and then we see Grace turn around, and even Tommy is, you know, throwing it again in Campbell's face that, hey, she says she loves me, like you said, people like us could never be loved, but she does, she loves me. And I think that just kind of hit Campbell, and, you know, just another like little jab that Tommy can get in. And Campbell's just, this episode, he just felt so delusional and so disconnected from the real world in the way that he was describing how people view him, and just these delusions of grandeur, and how everybody thinks so highly of him, and that, you know, he's going to a good place, and that, you know, no matter what happens, he'll be okay. And just like, despite the horrible way he's treated everybody. And even when he's talking to Polly, and I can't imagine how Polly must have been feeling being standing that close to him. Oh, like my blood was just boiling for her. And just the fact that he's telling her like, oh yeah, like you have a little piece of my heart, and I think a part of you wanted it, and just like, just these nonsense things. Like he just feels like even though he assaulted Polly, that she must still care about him, like a small piece must still like him. It's like, no, she hates your guts. There's no way she feels anything towards you besides pure rage. Like, oh my god, he's just such an interesting character. And I think like those are the shows that stand the test of time, the ones that have such well-written characters, and even though they're very frustrating characters at times, I think those are the ones that they're not one-sided. You know, they're complex, and I'm sure you could go deep into the psyche of why Campbell is the way he is, but just he's just such a frustrating character. But yeah, I guess we'll see if he survived that gunshot, if he's in season 3. I feel like he's run his course and way past his time, but it was nice to see that cat and mouse game between him and Tommy, so I will miss that aspect of it, but that's about it, basically. We found out Grace is pregnant, which I had predicted, as her and Tommy had slept together in the previous episode, and she was waiting for him after the race. He didn't show up, but then when he ends the scene with, you know, it ends the episode with, I'm gonna get married. I'm assuming that would be to Grace, although Grace is currently married, but she says, you know, I don't love my husband, I love you, so I don't know how her husband's going to take that, obviously. I don't imagine that will go over well. I don't know if Tommy has ever thought of himself as a dad or thought about his future in that way. I'm not too sure, but if he stays with Grace and they get married and she has the baby, and if Grace then moves back to Birmingham, or if she wants him to move to New York, I have no idea. I can't see Tommy leaving, but yeah, I'm very interested to see season 3. I think is going to be very interesting with all these pieces. I really enjoyed this season overall. It was great to have the addition of Tom Hardy and Michael's character, and now Michael obviously wants to play a bigger role, and he's like, I want to make some real money, and Tommy's just like, oh, you know, like I never know what Polly wants, but you know, if you want to stay, then, you know, obviously he's going to teach him the ropes and get him involved. And feel like that's not going to end well, because it usually doesn't. So yeah, I'm very curious to see what Michael's role will be in the next season. We saw Arthur got out of jail. He's back to his antics that he was up to before, so I'm a little worried about him for the next season and what that's gonna look like. I feel like he's on a downward spiral, and yeah, I hope he can sort some things out, but yeah, I guess we will see. I'm glad Polly told Tommy about what Campbell did to her so that she could get Michael out of jail, and I didn't know if she would, but I'm glad she did. I felt like there was a few similarities between season 1, as we see it ending with this horse race and then being at the racetrack. Obviously, season 1 was with Kimber, season 2 is with Sabini, so maybe season 3 will be something different. I guess we will find out. And then having the theme song played throughout the episode was great, and even when they're saying, you know, red right hand, and that's a lyric from the theme song, I thought that was well done and nice to see, especially in like a season finale. I thought that was cool, and the soundtrack throughout the whole episode was great. And when Tommy uses Lizzie to get this guy alone, it kind of reminded me of when Tommy set up Grace with Kimber. He didn't go in to execute Kimber, but that's what it reminded me of. And even when May has that beautiful red dress hanging, Tommy had asked Grace to wear something red in season 1 so that she would match Kimber and dress up nice for him. So some similarities there. We also found out that Tommy was the one who blew up the pub when everybody was in London for Freddie's funeral at the start of the season. So yeah, I was interested to see who would be responsible for that. I didn't think Tommy would do it, but again, it's not a huge surprise. He's taken some big risks before, and then obviously rebuilt the pub with the much, grander style, and had that big grand opening. That scene between Alfie and Tommy, and when he stops to tie his shoe, and just, oh man, that was like, is he bluffing? Is this real? Like, it's so well written and such a good job. And Tommy is just so clever, and he knows everybody is out to get him. So he just plans ahead and is definitely prepared and tries his best to outwit, outlast, outsmart his opponents. And how he had Ada's roommate stand outside if James is actually an anarchist and had blown things up before, or if Tommy was just talking all this up and bluffing. We didn't see the building explode, so I feel like it was a bluff, but just so well delivered, and just such a tense scene. So I feel like that cat and mouse situation that Tommy and Campbell had will now be with Tommy and Alfie. I can't believe Alfie wanted 100%. That's just insane. Like, why would he give you all of his business? It's just nuts. So yeah, that was interesting to see Alfie just be so bold and a little bit reckless, in my opinion, because he's just like, do what I want, and if you don't like it, I'm going to shoot you, basically. And I think maybe he's used to dealing with, less intelligent opponents, but Tommy obviously is very smart and came in prepared. And whether he was like, oh, I'm just going to tie my shoe, and then, are they going to risk getting blown up and all their supplies blown up? Tommy is like, well, I'm going to die later today. So he's already feeling kind of not fearless, but he's like, my fate's already sealed. Campbell's going to have me killed off at these races, so what does it matter to me? Overall, a really great season. I'm very curious to see what the next season will be about, if there's going to be a wedding, a baby, if Sabini will be involved, if Campbell is actually dead, how Michael is going to become more involved in the Peaky Blinders, what Tommy working for Churchill is going to look like, if Tommy has any more plans for expansion. I'm sure he will find a way to leverage this Churchill situation to benefit him. It sounds like they're going to get more and more bookies for this gambling ring that they're running, and that May is also going to be involved. So yeah, I'm very excited to see season 3 and to see the progression. I feel like this was just the start. Like, I feel like season 3 is just going to be a continuation and further expand on all the progress and all the things that happen in season 2. But thank you so much for sharing in this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content. He's asking for 100% of his business. I feel like he put something on that barrel. Who knew the phrase "he tied his lace" would be so threatening? I'm guessing there's no grenade, and I guess we'll see how well Grace's secret races. She puts shock on the bottom of her shoe to signal to the soldier. Oh, right in the eye. It's another word that someone's gonna try and go after the king. Burning the license.